I'm Ashton Addison from the Crypto Coin Show, and today on Blockchain Interviews with Bezalel Raviv, CEO of Lionsgate Network. Bezalel, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you, Ashton.
Very excited to dive into cybersecurity, crypto funds, crypto hacks, recovery, how to best practices really for just securing your funds inside and outside of crypto. I would love to start off by, first of all, just hearing a little bit about yourself, your background, and what got you into this kind of work at Lionsgate Network.
Well, basically, I was just a computer geek. Just loved, messing with computers as a child. My mom brought me my first computer at, I don't know, like 12. And at the time it was like a Pentium. So if you had it, you had some kind of advantage. Besides playing Golden Axe and Street Fighter, right? If you remember those. So I mean, just started from enjoying the new device in the house, the new box, and I was really intrigued by what's happening in box before even internet was introduced to the public. Accidentally, I joined the military to, the IDF, to 8200, the intelligence unit. I always, was surrounded by people that wanted to rule the world and, offer solutions that are cyber oriented. It was never for me because my orientation was music. So I followed that path for about 10 years. And it was the best time of my life, I say, because there's nothing like it, and you really learn the hustle. If you are a musician, your hustle is real, right? They say the music business is a cutthroat business, and you better off negotiate with a terrorist and not a musician, right? They say it for a good reason, because musicians are tough. I mean, and I've met the one at the top of their game when I lived in New York. And then basically I was just looking for another passage, to express myself. And I've done a lot of things, in entrepreneurship. I built companies, I sold companies. I wanted to do something that is meaningful. In the end of the day, if you create something that is meaningful, you can actually lasting, going through the battle, because it is a battlefield. And I ended up, studying Hallelujah, which is music copyrights and blockchain, and Lionsgate Network, which is protection of the $1.7 trillion market of cryptocurrencies. Obviously, all the white hair I have on my head is based on these two projects. They've been the toughest. I used to have, darker hair like yours, but yeah. I mean, when you start entrepreneurship, it's a mess. It's a daily mess that you have to win with a smile or lose with a smile, and that's what we do. And Lionsgate Network is at the moment is taking the majority of the time that I invest as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's a incredible backstory, way throwback. And you're right about the entrepreneur's journey. It is a tough one, and all of these companies that they see succeed, it was a 10-year overnight success, that people just don't understand how hard it can be at the beginning. But I feel like entering into the cryptocurrency industry, there has to be some level of asymmetric risk where it's risky, but it's at an industry that is just innovating, disrupting so much that this $1.7 trillion market that you're talking about could be 10 trillion or more in the near future, especially with what we've seen in 2024,
right.
The Bitcoin ETF, lots of billions of dollars moving into the crypto industry. And all of that needs to be protected as well. And as more people get in, newer people are going to get in the industry that have less technical expertise. And it's easy for them to make a mishap. It's a whole new world from traditional finance. Now, I'd love to dive into a little bit more on Lionsgate and how exactly you are working within that industry and helping protect it.
So basically, as you've mentioned correctly, the only way for that market to grow into a 10 or $100 trillion market is with people feeling safe, right? If you take everything back to gold standard and people feeling safe about the fact that there is a place that is called Fort Knox, then people can, understand, trade and exchange and commerce in a way that is secured. That's what people need in the end of the day, right? They need trust. And at the moment, cryptocurrencies are synonym with mistrust and fraud and scam. So I say, before you bring in the furniture to the house, make sure the floor is mopped, right? So that's what we hear. I mean, Lionsgate Network is all about utilizing intelligence of blockchain and cyber intelligence into, first of all, cleaning the red hats and the black hats within the realm that at the moment really roam freely in vaults, enjoying the freedom to be and do whatever they want. And I'm not talking just about, the small scams of hundreds and thousands of dollars, speaking about the billions of dollars that are being scammed out of people right now. And basically, they're preventing the market from its natural evolution. So the future will only be, and I know that a lot of good OGs from blockchain and crypto space are, they want to see that coming, but I see it in a more realistic, hardcore kind of way, if you will. Uh, we'll be there when the job will be done, and more people will feel secure about penetrating a no man's land for them that for us is already, in the ongoing conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword because on one half, I feel like as blockchain matures, the security practices are getting better, but at the same time, there's new people coming in and there's so much innovation that companies are moving fast and breaking things, and it's common to see $100 million hack here and there, normally from big companies, which hopefully they can stomach it or recover it. But also, when grandma gets involved, especially at the top of the cycle, or a lot of people come to me being experienced in blockchain and they're like, check this out. And it ends up being a high yield Ponzi something, where they end up losing their money. I feel like there's still some lessons to be learned in crypto, although we are at the 15-year anniversary of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
there's so many more years to go.
absolutely. And law enforcement play also a very pivotal role, because law enforcement, up until 15 years ago, you would come to them and say, someone stole my wallet,
Mm-hmm.
and they will find a way and the means to fund the recovery of your wallet. But now you will go to them anywhere in the world, really, from Canada to Australia to US to Europe, and they will tell you, oh, silly you, why did you invest in crypto? First of all, they'll make you feel terrible about your bad experience. And the second thing they will say, crypto is not real money.
Hmm.
And therefore, we cannot even trace it for you. So they're not using any of the already existing services. And unfortunately, who pays in the pocket? The citizen, the civilian. And all the people around them that will hear about that story will not invest in crypto, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we're losing market cap valuation based on negative actors that are funneling, because they don't care about crypto embezzlers, right? Or crypto thugs, I call them. They don't. I mean, they're thugs because they do it in the shades. They can't
Mm-hmm.
really confront the fact that what they've done is reckless. But it's
Mm-hmm.
funny enough that in our business, when we do recovery with clients, we say we are not law enforcement, so we can't arrest anyone, right? But what we found to be of incredible help is a flashlight. With blockchain intelligence, you basically, pour light onto people that utilize their embezzlement through crypto. And the moment you do that, and that's too funny, they reverse the money, no question asked, because they realize that as long as no one looking out for them, they can do whatever they want. So this is a curious from our experience with hundreds of different clients.
And there are a lot of different ways that you could potentially have your wallet compromised or lose your funds or get in a phishing attack. Can you talk a little bit about some of the most common themes that you're seeing at Lionsgate and how your team is dealing with that?
Right. So right now there is that, word that everyone keeps on hearing, the pig butchering scam. The pig butchering scam is basically a romance scam where the victim is being called a pig. Horrible. No one wants to be referred to as the pig in the scam, but someone somewhere decided that that would be the phrase to label the problem. In fact, that specific scenario we call different cases to embezzle or hack scenarios in the company. So for us, the pig butchering scam or the Roman scam really started around COVID, when everyone were at home, right? And they couldn't do much, and human interaction was rare, right? So groups, organized crime, basically, organized people to start a conversation using very simple coding or, messaging system like Facebook Messenger, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, to generate a human conversation. So real people creating a real conversation, essentially to funnel you to invest in a dummy platform, investment platform. So this is, at the moment, to your question, the biggest operation, because there's a lot going on there, and we see it coming more and more from people in the States, Europe, and Australia, only because of their good open nature, right? Of citizens that are easy to fall on. These financial predators are looking for people that can believe them, right? That they have free time. And now with AI, Ashton, they're being targeted in a way that we can recognize how they're looking for, how can I call this? Social vulnerabilities, right? If you are divorced or widowed or not too active, right? Meaning you have a lot of free times in your hand. They basically will target those, and they will basically start a butchering journey all the way until the end. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing really the biggest, dark shadows of crypto, and we win it with light. That's what we do. We bring in intelligence to bring information out and basically move it forward to recovery.
That's crazy. I've heard of some of these romance scams where either, I guess they're either just befriending them and then asking them for money, or to invest, or to show them the opportunity to invest into a platform that actually isn't real and sort of siphoning your money away. And with those being in crypto, I'm guessing the people that they're targeting aren't necessarily crypto experts. They're definitely not. And maybe it's their first time ever buying crypto, which I guess makes it hard for them to understand what's happening, because it's a whole nother world. As you said, if the enforcement isn't saying this isn't real money, they can't really deal with it. That's where Lionsgate comes in. So if that does happen to somebody, how do you go about recovering those funds, tracing the blockchain or targeting the perpetrator themselves and identifying them? How would that work if, my grandma lost a few thousand in crypto over Facebook Messenger?
God forbid, right? Send her that link when we're through. So she knows, and her friend would know, not to trust anyone on online landscapes when they're asking for money on investments. What we do, we are looking for two things. We're looking for where that crypto is in this red hot minute, and we're looking for who did it. Okay, so blockchain intelligence will reveal current location of our client's crypto. Okay, doesn't matter how many funnels went through, how many blockchains, how many mixers, blenders, you can do whatever you want. We'll find the information we need on where that money is, even if it was cashed out in an exchange in Hong Kong. Okay, we need to know last location. That's one. Second thing is we'll go after entity. Who did this? Who's behind that trick? Okay, and there we activate every open source intelligence ethical unit we can put our hands on, and we have great resources to doing so. Once we have the two, then we can combat it through either freezing the funds, right, with the exchange, if it's within an exchange. If it's with cold wallet, we'll contact cold wallet to freeze the funds. If they're being, used to as a safe wallet, right? A lot of people do that. And lastly, if it's with the entity, then we'll contact law enforcement in the neighborhood where that person is, so they can, join the party. But they always count on the information that we provide them in order to join the party, because like I've said before, law enforcement at this point, Ashton, they're kind of dormanting, unfortunately, and a lot of people, have to come to us because they go to them and they say, we can help you, man, or sir.
And when that process happens, when somebody sends funds, maybe it takes them a few days to realize that it was a scam. Normally, hackers are working pretty quickly when they receive funds to embezzle them or to cash it out or move it around. How quickly do you see that happening, and how quickly are you able to respond and try to recover? Is it like a race against time?
Always. And time is not our good friend, right? Time is our big enemy here. And therefore, we never commit to 100% success in recovery. And anyone that does is selling you an avocado and a taste of a mango. Don't buy it. It's not real. But the truth is that we are faster. We are faster because right now we have law enforcement that are not so woken, right? And we have embezzlers roaming the space with a lot of confidence, right? So it's great for us because a lot of the people that use crypto, and this is one of the biggest misconceptions. If you decide to rob someone with crypto, you've made an enormous mistake, because it can be traced. A lot of people think that if I'm going to receive the money in crypto, I'm in the back scene, right? I'm on behind the scene. No, you're on front stage with a spotlight on your face. That's the truth. It's the opposite, because everything is tracing back to you. So at the moment, we are happy that everyone is still naive and fatigued or happy about the fact that they believe of a misconception. That's why our success ratio is so high, because we are faster than what an embezzler will do. And in most of the time, they will basically just, move the money to a safe wallet, which will act like a safe, right? And you will find there sometimes hundreds and tens of millions of dollars. So you basically will see how someone that has been scammed from Canada, from Ottawa, how that money is being led to a wallet with $300 million. So we're looking at the connection between attacks and the patterns that combine knowledge that could be translated to operation of organized crime.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, and that's why we do it, because a lot of money basically means a lot of people that have been fished out of the water.
And are there any other, secondary ways that people should protect themselves? Obviously, if you're new to crypto, that's a red flag right there. You know, your first transaction should probably be buying Bitcoin and storing it yourself for 10 years. You'll probably be much better off. But I know that there are many, you know, the romance scam is huge, but it's getting very sophisticated, and, you know, almost every turn you make, you know, don't trust any email, don't trust any website, verify yourself. Is there any other practices or other ways that people should stay on the lookout for to protect their assets?
Well, that's like the $1 billion question here, or the $1.7 trillion question, Ashton, really. Let me I just need half an hour to digest it. Well, first of all, you know, trust is something that humans need to feel, right? Mm-hmm. Even if it's with a scammer, because we're talking about emotions here. They need to rely on someone in order to live. So to say, don't trust, I can say that to people. I can say that because that's like counterintuitive to their basic needs. So I say, work hard. I'd rather say that, on verifying who you're talking with. One of the policies in the companies is that we say, don't trust us either. Mm-hmm. That's why we are committed to a face-to-face interaction, which is very difficult to render in real time, right? It's very difficult to fake that. I will not be saying that in 6 months from now, because I know that there are some, you know, AI tech that really are dying to come into the world for scammers. Okay, scammers are really looking on that option, because right now they cannot show their face and they cannot show who they are really, right? Mm-hmm. So we're always coming out with all the information. So if you don't want to fall again, or in the first place, make sure you do all the homework you need. And it takes muscle to do that, right? And attention to do that. So invest the time to really know your customer. There is the KYC. So also know the business, right? Know the business, know how many people they are, how they look, have they been speaking about the product, where are they? Okay, look at the bigger picture, and you're already reducing the chances to being scammed dramatically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good advice. And if this does happen to someone you know, what is the best way for them to get started on recovering it? Do they call you? Just go to the site? How does that work exactly?
So they obviously can go on the site, and we have built a quick wizard, a 1-minute wizard that will give us some assessment on the case, very basic assessment. Any of our clients that have finalized the wizard will receive an email to meet face-to-face with an analyst to take some more information about the case, because some of the cases are very strong non-recoverable status it has on it before we even begin. So we want to figure out for ourselves whether the chances are high, medium, or none, right? And we want to be able to be very transparent about it with our clients. Once we do that, we are able to come back to the client with the evidence of where the funds are, right? Because our service is first and foremost blockchain analysis, which will give us the indication and the evidence where your money is, right? You know that quote from Where's the Money? Right? Cuba from the movie, from the film. We are basically providing the evidence, the concrete evidence, where is the money, which is tremendous for a client that someone basically reached out to their pocket and withdrew hundreds, sometimes of thousands of dollars without his permission or her permission. So we give the indication on that, and then we decide, we build a roadmap, and we present it to the client on what we're going to go about and how long it will take, grosso modo, and gives us the satisfaction to start working on each and every case, because in most cases, the cases are unique, but in some cases, they are clustered with other cases that were already solved, right? And in this case, the process will be even faster.
That sounds great. I can leave the links to the Lionsgate Network as well in the show notes for those who want to learn more, get educated, follow these best practices that you're talking about. Is there any other last words that you have on this and moving forward as crypto continues to grow, how you foresee the space going and how people can protect themselves?
I think that as a community of people that rely on transactions, exchange, and finance, we must eradicate the malicious actors from within crypto, fiat. This is where we are right now in the world. I mean, if you're looking at the news for more than 10 minutes, you really want to, you have like a reflex, right? I mean, it's too much, right? You see what's happening in governments, you see what's happening with freedom of finance, freedom of any activity that we took for granted in 2000. Now it's like a different world for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And we acknowledge that, and we see it, and we want to help clear out as much negative forces from within crypto because this is our expertise. But I encourage anyone from any forum that might, encounter this video to report to us. Even people from within groups that are malicious, a specific person that maybe do not feel comfortable to doing this again, right? To keep repeating themselves in crime, report to us, and we'll keep information confidential, but we'll definitely go about it. We have a bounty program for those actors specifically, where we will reward people who will notify us of malicious actors within malicious activities. And I think we'll do it one break at a time, right? Mm-hmm. One break at a time, we'll put that wall down, and we can only do it with the community. And we rely on the community to seeing the benefits, the crypto communities, to seeing the bigger benefits for all of us as a community.
Well said, and that's very interesting. I'm going to check out that bounty program as well. You never know when there's an inside man willing to help out for the right of crypto kind and humankind. So I appreciate your insights, Bezalel. All the best with protecting crypto moving forward and Lionsgate Network. Let's definitely follow up in the near future.
I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Matt.